Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early April 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aquarius collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the beautiful Aquarius collective in early April? It's a lovely time of year. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aquarius in early April. I almost said late April. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get it going here. And my friends, it is my birthday week. April 8th is a big day for me, but I'm sending you lots of beautiful energy. That's my birthday wish, that you all have a fantastic week. But, yo, nice. So we start off with a pretty good card here. We have the Queen of Cups. Now, this isn't a tarot deck. It is an oracle deck, but just the image that this lady shows, it's like screams Queen of Cups to me. And that could be very good, but it could also be very emotional. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk about this beautiful energy. So we see her there, lovely lady. She's wearing a dress. She is in a seashell-looking throne, dipping her toe in the koi pond right there with a little koi fish swimming around. Really nice. It's a beautiful image. But yeah, a lot of these themes, to me, just completely mimic the Queen of Cups. Now, for some Aquariuses, maybe you have some water sign placements, right? Like Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. I mean, I know I have a lot of water placements myself, even though I have fire. So it could be a water sign you're connected to. Remember, it's not gender specific, so Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But the thing about the Queen of Cups to me, all queens represent the internal state. Cups represent the emotional state. So it's like a double down of those feelings. So in the positive sense, this energy is extremely loving, caring, nurturing, tender, and soft. I really like that. It's very creative and expressive and artistic. That's the great side of the Queen of Cups. But the downside of this card, it could be overwhelmed by emotion. This could be and I know Aquariuses are usually very good with like compartmentalizing things and not getting too overwhelmed with emotion. I don't want to speak for every Aquarius, but I'm pretty sure that's like a common thing for you beautiful Aquarians out there. But yeah, when I see the Queen of Cups here, it's like either something is going to feel double or amped up high. There could be some big feelings that somebody's feeling. But something I always say to watch out for with the Queen of Cups is suppression. Um, Wanting to say something but not, feeling something but pushing it down. But we're going to let her chill right there. I feel like I could keep talking about her for like another 5 minutes, but we're going to get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading, just a little footnote. So let's get you into tarot here. Let's get 3 cards for Aquarius, shuffle it up one time, my guides and spirit team. And yeah, I mean, that could just be a person, literally. We don't even have to go too deep. But while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was titled They Are Nervous, and there was this wound tight type of aspect I was picking up. Now, I know Aquariuses are very cerebral, intelligent, information-focused individuals for the most part. But to me, it just felt like someone's mind couldn't stop. So again, it didn't have to be you. It could have been someone you're connected to that was like on edge, anxious, and all that. Or maybe your brain was just going a little more than it usually does. No judgment here. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you. Because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Aquarius. What do we got in early April? Okay. So 2 cards popping out together. We got the beautiful Ace of Pentacles. Nice. I do like this card quite a bit. So we're going to get that tucked in. And then we got the Page of Pentacles. These cards carry a very, very similar energy. And they came out together. So it's like, that's kind of like growing. Like when you plant a seed and it grows. Let's get one more. Big communication focus on those. Sun. Okay. I mean, we're looking pretty nice, my good friends. You know, the Sun is the best card in the whole entire deck. It's super, super intense. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. I will first look, first glance. I'm really liking what I'm seeing here for you this week, Aquarius. Like these energies are pretty good. Now, again, I don't want to get too optimistic. You know, the reading it could take a left on us sometimes, but let's go through at and I just want to focus on the elements first because, you know, I always think that's important because it frames the reading and tells us how things are flowing. Yours is earth heavy. Now, Aquarius, although you are the water bearer, you're an air sign. So, too much earth energy could be a little too uncomfortable for Aquarius sometimes. That's an energy that could feel like trapped or cornered or cabin fevery and stuff like that. But we do have fire, which works well with you. But when it comes to earth, think of stability and security. Those are some of the good things about it. Internal stability and security. When I see a lot of earth, I think of day to day life. I think of routine, what you do from a day to day basis. It could deal with work, money, business, investments, home, and family. So if you're in pentacle mode, earth mode, boom, this is really, really good, especially if you're looking for new opportunities in that realm. I just love the pentacles. But the downside, as I kind of already mentioned, it could feel stuck. It could feel cornered. It could get frustrated easily. So that's something we need to watch out for. Then we have fire, beautiful, the realm of action. So it's like we have this energy that starts as a seed, matures, boom, full results. So I see this improvement. But when it comes to the fire, it's action, right? It's actions. You take actions, other people take actions. We want to take. Fire element deals with health and vitality, energy levels. So if you're feeling high, high or low, low, all that is ruled over by the fire. Think of passion, drive, the thing that sparks within us. It's our motivation to push forward. The downside with fire, it's very unpredictable. So you see what I mean? Here with all this earth, it's very predictable, too predictable, a little too unpredictable. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we got the golden opportunity itself. We got the Ace of Pentacles. Lovely. And I love all aces. I say they're all opportunities, they're all offers of some kind. Especially the Ace of Pentacles. To me, it's like the universe throwing you an alley oop, where it's like, all right, Aquarius, here you go. All you have to do is slam dunk this. Love it. Normally, it's extremely claimable. Great, especially for the earthly stuff that we already discussed. Now, all aces, aside from offers and opportunities, they could be conversation. They could represent messages and talk. So I do think that's important for us to really search, especially when we start clarifying them. Like, all right, well, it's a talk or a message. What kind is it? What's the flavor of it? Now, even though it's a very positive card, every card has the yin to the yang, right? Every card has a darker side. And the Ace of Pentacles, as with all aces, has a lot of potential, so much energetic potential, but it's never guaranteed. So whenever I see an Ace of Pentacles or any ace, I'm like, all right, that looks like it could happen. There's a lot of potential for it, but this is an energy that can go away real quick. It's limited time offer type of energy. So we'll see what's up with that. Now, moving to the middle, as we get this Ace of Pentacles right back where it belongs, we have a card that carries a very similar energy, just maybe a little more mature. We have the Page of Pentacles. Now, for a portion of you, maybe you're connected to an earth sign, right? Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Maybe you have placements there. If that's not the case, pages are a youthful, fresh, new type of energy, similar to the aces. So it's like, this is fresh, this is new, this is a good opportunity or offer. When it comes to the pages, they represent students and messengers. So when I see the Page of Pentacles, I'm learning something new. It's like I'm a student. I'm taking in information and I'm processing it and I'm saving it for later. But again, he is a messenger. So like when I see these two cards that double down into a conversation or a message of some kind, that is a pretty big theme that we can't ignore, especially since they came out together. But it has a lot of the similarities of this ace, but next level up. So I like that. That's an increase. That's a next level gain. So that could be great. What might be the downside to a card like the Page of Pentacles? Sometimes it could be shy. Sometimes it's an energy that can second guess itself or doubt itself. So watch out for that. The page can sometimes suppress where it's like, I'm going to talk about this, maybe I shouldn't. Or I'm going to do this, maybe not. It's an energy that could feel low confidence in itself and its actions. On the back end, we have the most positive card in the whole entire deck. We have the Sun, beautiful, big Leo vibes. If you're connected to Leo, this could be them showing up. If you have Leo placements, everyone knows that Aquarius is right across the zodiacal wheel from Leo. So there's a lot of energetic similarities between the two. But when we look at the Sun, I think of light, life, and love that shines down on us from source. I do. To me, this is source energy. It's beautiful, it's spiritual. I think of wins, victories, and blessings. Absolutely lovely. So, similar to this ace, there's like this spirit bestowing something beautiful. So, I am getting this undertone of a blessing, even if we do get some choppy waters. Now, the sun can also represent information coming to the surface, realizations, revelations, aha moments that could all be in play when the sun is here, where it's like, ah, eureka, ah, I finally get it now. So we'll see, is this some information coming to light? What is the downside of such a beautiful positive card? I'm sure some of you have had sunburn a couple times. The sun energy is very, very, very intense. So we do want to see what attaches to it, especially with all this conversational energy and how it seems to ramp up as we move through. The intensity does ramp up. So I want to dive deeper on all this, Aquarius. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Ace of Pentacles. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aquarius, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Ace of Pentacles. What do we got here? Yeah, beautiful. Well-intentioned. All right, so we have Lady Justice in the upright, beautiful, karmic, balance type of energy. This screams like reward from the universe to me. So, I mean, that's claimable all day when I see this type of energy with the Ace of Pentacles. Now, if we are talking about a conversation or a talk of importance, this could be spirit not telling you to be aloof, but to be very centered, very grounded about it. And obviously, if you're getting good news, you might get excited. If you're getting some rough conversation, you might uh, express your displeasure. But like when I see the Ace of Pentacles with Lady Justice, it's like I'm taking it in stride. This is regular to me. Everything is fine. I'm even keeled about it. Again, I still am getting this energy of blessings because remember, she is the biggest karmic card in the whole entire deck. She does also deal with things like legalities. So if you're dealing with any paperwork, contracts, legalities, when I see her with the Ace of Pentacles, just be very cautious about what you're signing. But if we are speaking about a conversation or a talk, it's like someone that just seems very neutral about it for some reason. So again, that could be great for a lot of you, but we need to see how the rest of it plays out. But I like it. Initially, I really, really like this, especially if we're talking about a blessing of some kind. And that could be especially in the monetary area, but not only there. We're going to keep moving over to the page, but I really like Lady Justice here. Let's go in on the Page of Pentacles. Let's see what that has. Maybe we'll get a little more detail here. So why is the page in the mix? Yeah, something about a contract or a signature. Death in reverse. All right, something pops back up. I think I've seen this maybe like a month or two ago. So we have Death in reverse, where it's like, nah, yeah, there's something that's not quite over just yet. I think I've seen this particularly in like the Sagittarius energy in recent weeks, and Gemini as well, where there's like this energy where the door opens for something to pop back up or return. Now, Death in reverse, we have to talk about it in the upright. It's big Scorpio vibes. Okay. I don't dislike this energy popping back up either. So for some of you, maybe it is something that you want to revisit, whether it's an idea, whether it's a situation, whether it is a person. But death usually represents the close of a chapter, right? Like close of one chapter, opening of the next. Big Scorpio energy if you're connected to Scorpio. But when I see it in reverse, obviously underneath this Page of Pentacles, it's like, not gone yet, not over yet. And this could represent something returning, especially with the Page of Pentacles. So again, doesn't mean like someone that you haven't heard from in years and years is coming back. But for some of you, that could be the case, right? It all depends on your story and your awareness and where you're at. But to me, it does feel like there is an open door to either revisit something or for it to return. So again, whether it was an idea, whether it was a business idea, whether it was a project, whether it's a person, whether it's a relationship, there's like this possibility to revisit something and get better results. That's how it feels. We're going to keep going. Very simple, straightforward. Very simple and straightforward. And this, if we are speaking about communication talks of importance, this one does lean more open ended, if that makes sense. Where it's like if we're talking about something, very neutral, leave it open ended, no hard yes, no hard no. So there could be certain things that you're dealing with in this time where spirit might be saying, hey, maybe kick the can down the road a little bit. Don't make a definitive decision on it just right now. I don't know why that's coming through. Some of you might need it. We're going to keep going to the sun, see what happens with the sun. Uh, then we'll do our recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the sun here for Aquarius? Why do we got the sun here from a good friend? Yeah, double down of this Leo energy. Beautiful stuff. Really beautiful. Yeah, this could be a very big payoff in the end. Um, so the strength card again, Leo energy. We got two of their power cards. Their two main power cards showing up right here on the back. And when I think of strength, I think of someone's character, who they are on the inside, who they are as a person, not their outer shell, not the vessel. It's who they are internally. And this is also very spiritual, very like karmic related as well. So all that stuff I was seeing about blessings, I still think is in the air for a lot of Aquariuses. Beautiful, beautiful energy to take advantage of in this time. But sometimes strength will show up when we resist something or when we're fighting against something with love as opposed to force. And to me, seeing it underneath the sun, it's like the process was worth it. The wait was worth it. This is my payoff. I'm finally getting rewarded here, which I think is great. So, is all the energy perfect? No, nothing in life is always, right? There's always ups and downs. But when I see the sun with the strength card, it's like the process was worth it. The wait was worth it. So there could be something you're experiencing now or something you've recently experienced that, even if it doesn't seem like a positive, could pay off for you in the end. Things are working for you, not against you, if that makes sense. So that's just how this energy is flowing to me. And I think it's beautiful. I think it's claimable. And there's just so much spiritual energy here as well this week, Aquarius. And I get that a lot for you anyway, but it's a little extra in this week. So let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. So overall, pretty good stuff here, my friends. If you kindly look in the box, position number one, we got the Ace of Pentacles with the Lady Justice in the upright. Again, watch for contracts, agreements, signatures, all that kind of stuff, legal situations. But for the most part, it's like something is being bestowed upon me, which I think is really beautiful and claimable. This feels like a reward of some kind. If this is a conversation, I get this big energy with both of these in the middle where it's like leave it open ended. No definitive yes, no definitive no, where it's like middle ground for some reason. In the center, we have the Page of Pentacles with death in reverse, where there's an energy that seems to pop back up. So whether it's a person, whether it's a situation, whether it's a business idea, it's like let's revisit this idea. And I think it could work out even better, which is how it's shown up to me, because it's shown me that a story is not over. Moving to the back end, we have the sun with strength. A process is worth it, even if it doesn't seem like it is right now. So something does pay off huge in the end. So we got wins, we got victories, we got blessings, we got payoffs, we got magnetic energy. It's like we have beautiful, beautiful energy that's claimable this week. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for Aquarius? And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards aren't always a bad thing. They could be good too. So let's get to one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. What do we got for our Aquarius? And it's quick. Ask and you shall receive. So we have the Hierophant, earthy. So there is this underlying earthy energy we're seeing. And I always say when it comes to the Hierophant, this is one of the more complex cards in the whole entire tarot. It does connect to Taurus. So if you're connected to a Taurus, it could just be that. But I think of routine. I think of day-to-day life. I think of tradition. Things have always been this way. Things will continue to be this way. Now, I am a big believer that life is about perpetual change. But when we look at the Hierophant, it's like everything could change except this. So I'm not sure if there's certain things that you feel like you're struggling against. This could sometimes even represent boredom or feeling stuck. So just watch out for feelings like that, especially with the big earth emphasis we were getting early on. Because if you feel like you might be stuck, and you might not be as stuck as it seems, as you might believe when this energy shows up. The Hierophant's also great when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to the inner work, prayer, meditation, manifestation, all that stuff. And I've been seeing this huge spiritual undertone in the Aquarius read this week. So I like the Hierophant here. The only thing I watch out for is feeling stuck or too bored. So we're going to put him down right there. Yeah, strong commitment energy. But yeah, Aquarius, that's what I got for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the April subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the April subscriber surprise, we're doing a nice winner's choice once again. At the end of the month, I will choose 3 lucky subscribers to either win their choice of the Gilded Tarot Royale or one of the custom made crystal pendants from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So, winner's choice. And if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, you can let me know down in the comments, how much do you know about the meanings of tarot cards? Are you an expert reader? Are you a beginner, intermediate? Do you know a lot? Do you know a little? You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my posts tab. YouTube changed it. And yeah, that's where it'll be, my friends. Much love, and I'll talk to you soon.